YouTube, what's going on? This is Kevin the Tech Ninja, and today we're checking out the Galaxy S22 and comparing it with the Apple iPhone 13. And I've had a few videos up on it on my channel already, and with more coming soon, so make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Now, unlike the Galaxy S22 Ultra, the S22 isn't radically different in design compared to last year's S21. They come in what Samsung calls simple and refined colors, including a phantom black, phantom white, green, and of course this cool looking pink gold. Samsung sent me the pink because why not? Now compare that to Apple's iPhone 13. You get a selection of vibrant colors. Now, of course, if you don't love the way the device looks, you can always switch it up. My sponsor, Dbrand, has a solution for you that you can get a different skin for the back of the phone, and that makes it look completely unique, gives it a different sort of texture, and all those things. Hit my links down below to Dbrand your device. The Galaxy S22 series has armor aluminum build and Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protection on the front and back compared to the iPhone 13's ceramic shield front, glass back, and aluminum design. You know, I do feel that the S22 has a hint more premium to it, but as far as water or dust resistant is concerned, you know, both phones do have IP68. The Galaxy S22 comes with a flat 6.1 inch panel. It has that ODOT design at the top, so no notch at all, and it's AMOLED and 120 Hertz. It's also Full HD Plus and has a peak brightness of 1750 nits, which the iPhone 13 is a 6.1 inch Super Retina XDR OLED panel, and respectively it has Full HD Plus too, but it doesn't have a high refresh rate. Now to me, after using high refresh rates for so many years, this makes a huge difference. And the notch, well, it does give you Face ID, but it doesn't give you a great experience anymore when you're looking at other phones that are completely flush to the bezel. So putting it right next to the Galaxy S22's dot and you see this huge notch, yeah, there's a difference. So when you're looking at screen to screen and for multimedia and gaming, the Galaxy S22 is just gonna be a better display because of those things. And the S22 does support the ultrasonic fingerprint unlock for biometrics, which works surprisingly well. It's better than we've seen previously, and I find it to be pretty accurate. Now, when you do compare both screens side by side when watching the same content, there is a difference. The iPhone does have better bright areas, like their areas look better in the bright spots compared to the S22s. I saw this in the Pro Max versus the Ultra video as well. Dynamic range on the iPhone does look better when comparing them side by side. Now, as for speakers, they're both stereo and they sound equal. I think it's good enough to listen to music and fill up a tiny room, but nothing beyond that. I love what Samsung and Apple has done with their flagships. They're assuring that they all have the latest and greatest when it comes to processors, no matter which device you pick. So in this case, the iPhone does come with the A15 processor, which is their best mobile processor available. And the Galaxy lineup comes with Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is a 4 nanometer chip in the USA. Now the difference are exactly the same as I mentioned my S22 Ultra in my iPhone 13 Pro Max video. Samsung's Android 12 and One UI 4 is more tailored towards using larger displays for multitasking, whereas the iPhone is less that. It's about more of how applications are experienced one at a time. I will say the experience on an iPhone is more polished, but I think that argument is going away a little bit. I do like Samsung's software, and I think that as far as usability, it's right up there with iPhone. But when you start using those special features like window in window mode, it can sometimes get a little bit clunkier, especially when you're on a smaller device. Now granted, on the Galaxy lineup, there is more hardware in it. I mean, you have 8 gigabytes of RAM as opposed to 4 gigabytes on the iPhone 13. But in real world, the extra RAM only comes into play if you're playing a lot of games and you're keeping them open in memory. But day-to-day usage, I don't notice a difference when it comes to performance. I will say the high refresh rate on both phones look really good, but Samsung has a secret weapon the Samsung is actually capable of doing 240 Hertz touch sampling rate. So when you're gaming, it's gonna be a lot more responsive on the S22 compared to the iPhone 13. Now for me, there's not a way to test if it's actually running or not. Now the iPhone 13 does have Apple Arcade and many exclusive titles, which makes it really good too. But for me, when you're actually gaming, I think it's better on the S22. I also think the camera package on the S22 is more comprehensive. I mean, you do have that triple camera setup and you have a 50 megapixel wide, 10 megapixel telephoto, and 12 megapixel ultra wide. So you get things like 3x optical, 30x digital zoom for better flexibility. On the iPhone 13 and 13 mini, there's a 12 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and that's it. But in the real world, taking a picture of my son who's 3, who won't sit down or stop moving, it was a frustrating experience on the S22 trying to grab a portrait shot. You know, Samsung did make a big fuss about the new portrait mode and 3D mapping of the face, and I really wanted to give it a shot on a real life example. I do still think there's some skin lightening going on with the S22, even with all those enhancements turned off. Also, the shutter is just slow, so it actually made grabbing the picture of my son, made him look like a ball of fur in most photos because he was moving around and the shutter couldn't grab it. Whereas on the iPhone, it did a little bit better. So the camera has gotten somewhat better overall. I still say outside, you know, it's kind of a crapshoot on which one you like more because they both kind of do different things. But personally, when I look at these photos, there is no clear-cut winner on quality. You know, looking at these shots, sometimes I like the iPhone more than the S22 and vice versa. In most shots, the S22 is cooler, but with the iPhone, you can adjust in filters to make it cooler. The slower shutter on the S22 makes it a little bit harder for me to make this my go-to camera, especially with my kid. The iPhone shutter is a lot faster and it captures that motion pretty well. But for anything that's not moving, it is too close to call. So you know that magic eraser function that's found on the Pixel? Well, it's here on the S22 as well. It doesn't work as well as it does on the Pixel, and at times it struggles to find what the background actually is, but it does work well enough. So that is something you should check out if you need to remove something. Now the other side of this is video, and we know, maybe you don't know, but I know that the iPhone has been championed for many years. Even on this channel, I use a lot of iPhone footage in my videos and no one ever comments about that because it just looks pretty good. But I will say here, you benefit from features like auto FPS on the S22, which helps with better video capture. And this is something that I'm excited to continue to test, especially when the weather gets better, I can go outside. So of course, once again, stay tuned. I will talk about that in my full videos. But the steady mode, it is so smooth on the S22, which makes the iPhone, which is relatively stable, look shaky. You know, video is so smooth on the S22, but I need to get in different scenarios to test the two out, just weather has not been cooperating here in Detroit. Even then, as a bonus, there's 8K video on the S22 series, something you won't find on the iPhone 13, but that's not really a game changer. It's just kind of a cool spec, but yeah, it's there. This is front-facing portrait video on the iPhone. Compare it to the S22. Let me know which one looks better, which one sounds better. I am not in a great lighting situation, but I'm in like average everyday inside light. This is the front-facing portrait video on the Galaxy S22. How does it look? How does it sound? You gotta let me know. This is low light cinematic video. I have a harsh light source on me, but for the most part, this is considered like a lower light situation, not a no light situation, but a lower light situation. Okay, this is portrait video, same scenario. We're going between harsh lighting to low lighting to pretty much no lighting. Let me know how it's adjusting for you. Let me know how it looks. Of course, you gotta let me know how it sounds. Now, likewise for battery, the Galaxy S22 series is still new. So it's something that you have to, continue to use over time. But I will say I'm having an issue getting the S22 to last the whole day for my usage. It has a 3700 milliamp battery, and yeah, around 10 p.m. I was looking for that charger. That can change over time with updates and stuff like that, but as of today, that's how it is. Now the Galaxy S22 has 25 watt charging, where the S22 Plus and Ultra has 45 watt charging support. It does have 15-watt wireless charging, and although 25-watt wired charging is fine, when you compare it to newer technology that is out there, 0 to 50% in 30 minutes on the Plus, there's absolutely no contest. Now you do have 15-watt wireless charging too, if that's the route you decide to do, which I absolutely love. Now for the iPhone 13, you find a much smaller 3240 milliamp battery. You do get only 18-watt fast wire charging and up to 15-watt wireless charging using MagSafe, which is a feature that is only exclusive to iPhone. But MagSafe is a whole ecosystem that is bigger than just charging, and I've talked about that in other videos. But I do like MagSafe a lot. I use MagSafe pretty much all the time. I never plug my iPhone in, but you don't get the fastest charging. That's kind of a knock to iPhone, just they charge slower. But it is a smaller battery overall, so it kind of does equal out a little bit. So with the iPhone, you also have the ultra wideband chip, which is only available on the S22 Plus and the Ultra, so not the lower end S22. It doesn't have the wideband, which is kind of a bummer because that's the newest technology that is for 5G. Also, S22 Plus and Ultra has Wi-Fi 6E, which is not available on the iPhone either. So there you have it, a comprehensive breakdown between the Samsung Galaxy S22 versus the iPhone 13. For a lot of use cases, I think the Galaxy S22 lineup beats out the iPhone lineup. I think when it comes to pricing, Apple is definitely winning, which is really crazy for me to say that Apple is winning. But yeah, both of these phones are very obtainable if you have trade-ins or if you do any type of payment plans too. When it comes to features, to price, I think the iPhone is a better value in this spec. So if you are interested in both and price is a factor, I would take a look at the iPhone over the Galaxy. But Samsung has the best trade-in policies and device trade-in, so of course, make sure you look at that too, because that could bring the price down significantly. Regardless of which way you want to go, make sure you hit my links down below as I get a little bit of commission and kickback, and that definitely helps the channel. Anyways, guys, it's Kevin the Tech Ninja here. Have yourself a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.